Who do you like?
I've been hearing Tucker.
Tucker?
Yeah.
Oh, that would be hilarious.
Wouldn't it?
It would be the first presidential ticket ever with two sober people running for the presidency of the United States. They both don't drink. It would be hilarious.
Yeah.
It really would be something.
And they both never
Trump,
ran for an office.
Yeah,
right?
Two media stars, Trump, Tucker. We won't be power drunk.
TNT, blow
Yes,
them up, dynamite.
that's very interesting. No, it's true. They both don't drink alcohol, and I think that's why they're very effective. God bless you. Thank you so much.
Very much, Charlie.
Smart question.
Look, it's a stupid point. It's a really weird thing to harp on. In defense of Charlie Kirk, though, he is attempting to communicate with his fans who he actively despises. So I think, considering that, I think he did a pretty good job of not condescending even more than he already did. But there you see them talking about where Tucker might go from here. It's been a big week. It was only 1 week ago that he was yeeted out of Fox News, and now we don't know what's to come. Maybe he will be the vice president to Trump. Matt Gaetz cryptically tweeted, "OMG, wait till everyone sees what Tucker Carlson has planned."
Ooh.
Which you'll note, what's that?
Is it dinner with you and an underage woman?
Oh no.
I feel like it is. Oh, does he not remember that?
He doesn't want to talk about it.
Doesn't want to talk about it.
So that's the sort of message you would send if maybe you have an idea of what's going to happen, or maybe you have no idea whatsoever, but you want to seem like you're tapped into what's going on, because there's nothing there. There's nothing that you can later look back and say he knew. But anyway, there are apparently a few options facing Tucker. Glenn Beck, who founded The Blaze after he was booted from Fox, extended an invitation for Carlson to join his outlet. Robert Herring, the chief of OAN, said he'd offer Carlson $25 million to hop aboard that right-wing network. On Friday, TMZ reported that Newsmax said they were floating the idea of letting him program the whole channel, not just his show. To be fair, that's basically the deal he had with Fox, though. And Newsmax is like if you were to like run Fox through a photocopier and then the copy through the copier and then the copy through the copier like 10 times. So I guess, I don't know, like a relatively dim-witted orangutan could program all of Newsmax. But anyway,
so
they say they haven't talked to him. It's a perfect fit. Also, Russia Today is offering some sort of position. They have not been very specific about that, but they tweeted at him to join up. So there are options in front of him. Francesca, what do you think?
I just think this is amazing. I think we should definitely have like it's a Bachelor, but for Tucker's affection and where he's gonna go. I do love the random like him programming an entire slate at Newsmax is like very UHF. I'm sticking with the 80s movies references. And one of them's just gonna be like the Bow Tie Network, the Bow Tie Hour or whatever the hell. Another one is gonna be like, for the lulz, and it's gonna be anti-Semitic memes just scrolling, But yeah, he could go to a lot of these places. He could start his own thing. I'm still curious. This is gonna keep on shaking out, guys. I feel like we're gonna see those recordings in some fashion. And I think he will become even more toxic, even to places like OAN or Newsmax. At least this is what I'm hoping.
We're now on the latest explanation as to why exactly Tucker Carlson needed to be fired almost immediately on the spot by Fox News. It has to do with a text message. That's what Fox is apparently saying. A text message that was sent the day after the insurrection on January 6th. Here's what he had to say. A couple of weeks ago, I was watching video of people fighting on the street in Washington. A group of Trump guys surrounded an Antifa kid and started pounding the living S out of him. It was 3 against 1 at least. Jumping a guy like that is dishonorable, obviously. It's not how white men fight. Yet suddenly I found myself rooting for the mob against that man, hoping they'd hit him harder, kill him. I really wanted them to hurt the kid. I could taste it. Then somewhere deep in my brain, an alarm went off. This isn't good for me. I'm becoming something I don't want to be. The Antifa creep is a human being. And why exactly he's a creep in this, I have no idea. He literally just saw someone being attacked, but because he thinks the person is Antifa and thinks that that's a thing, like that you get a like membership card to or something, then he's automatically a creep. Much as I despise what he says and does, much as I'm sure I'd hate him personally if I knew him, I shouldn't gloat over his suffering. I should be bothered by it. I should remember that somewhere somebody probably loves this kid and would be crushed if he was killed. If I don't care about those things, if I reduce people to their politics, how am I better than he is? And this is apparently, supposedly, what got Fox so freaked out. The text alarmed the Fox board, we're told, conveniently after it happened, which saw the message a day before Fox was set to defend itself against Dominion voting systems before a jury. The board grew concerned that the message could become public at trial when Mr. Carlson was on the stand, creating a sensational and damaging moment that would raise broader questions about the company. They in fact even said they were bringing in an outside law firm to conduct an investigation into his conduct. So look, first of all, we could talk about the substance of that, the acceptance that he sort of had to kind of fight against, that someone who disagrees with him politically should be beaten to death by a mob. Thankfully, he was kind of against that in this one case. The fact that he apparently has very set standards for how white men fight and how non-white men fight. It's very different things, just naturally, not a racist though. White supremacy and white nationalism, I've been told many times on Tucker Carlson's program, don't exist. So this can't be an example of it. But also, he tried to work himself up to caring if this person is killed, but nowhere in that is there really anything condemning the Trump people for being willing to kill someone for disagreeing. He doesn't say much about that at all. It doesn't seem to represent anything to him that Trump people love to gang up and murder people with their bare hands. Anyway, we can talk about the substance. We can talk about this, that this is being rolled out as the reason he needed to be fired when, as I tweeted earlier, like if this was his monologue, I guess it would get covered on Media Matters, but I don't know otherwise that it would really stand out. Is this the most racist thing he said? I doubt it. Is it in the top 50? Sure. It's in the top 50 most racist things that Tucker Carlson has said. It's not even the most like advocating of violence. He routinely advocates for violence without this sort of like mental hand wringing over it. So JR, I'm not really buying this as the explanation, even though it is obviously objectively damning for him.
This explanation, they've tried to explain things way before. So again, these things have popped up. People are, jaws are dropping and or hands are on our face. Oh my God, can you believe Tucker said something that's totally racist? Hey, Tucker said racist things quite regularly on his show. Everyone talked about how he said things quite regularly racist on his show, but it was just written off as, we had those other cases. It's an entertainment show. Everything you may take him to say is just a joke, or even you can't take as a serious, real commentary. But still, it's hateful stuff. He had a producer who had to resign in 2020 over hateful things he was secretly saying on chat sites. Here's one of those things. The subject line of this one thing his producer says, would you let a jet black Congo N-word do LASIK eye surgery on you for 50% off? Or I wouldn't get LASIK from an Asian for free, so no. Things like that he used to say. And the superiority of white folks and how they're being replaced. And then look at this, we have to push for against those other scary minorities because they're coming to take your place and have more babies than you. These are all very basic, hateful, neo-Nazi style thought processes. So when he says that white men don't fight like this, and then suddenly he finds himself appealed, that these types of fighting does actually appeal to him, maybe you're not a very good white man, since white men are so perfectly clean and with their fighting tactics, which I don't know how many fights this guy's actually seen, but we know what he's actually going towards is who actually fights that way. So do you find yourself one of these N-words that fights this way? Because it appeals to you, Tucker. Still, man, this is nothing new. We know how this guy operates.